It is baseball season once again. I know you're excited, Alex.
I sure am, Anika, and our reigning world champion Cubbies opened their season at Wrigley Field just last week.
That's right, and that World Series ring wasn't the only update for the team. Inn's Katie Wingy learned more about renovations to the historic park. As the weather warms up, more students will be out and about in Evanston and Chicago. You can visit engage.northwestern.edu/CTA to fill out a form for your free round-trip pass. Fusion's next show will be the annual Refusion Shaka coming to campus fall. Northwestern students piled onto the Purple Line tonight and headed down to Wrigley Field for Unite at Wrigley. NNN's Matt Zadun joins us live outside the park. Last week, tragedy struck the Northwestern community as 19-year-old Northwestern freshman Mohammed Ramzan was killed after falling overboard during a men's crew team practice. Sunday, a group of fellow Questbridge scholars painted the rock in his honor. Thanks, Andrew. Ramzan is the fourth death in the Northwestern community this school year. These deaths have been tough on all of us, and students continuing to have difficulty coping are encouraged to contact Northwestern Counseling and Psychological Services.
We found out that Oliver had Down syndrome kind of early in my pregnancy, and we kind of felt alone and didn't really know any other parents or families or other kids who were going through the same thing we were. Once they were about a year old, we found out that there was this place called Gigi's Playhouse.
So much fear associated with the diagnosis, and we needed a place where they can come and believe, where they can come and not be afraid, where they can come and fall in love with their child and not see them as a diagnosis but see them as a child. And I really believed if you were able to put that positive spin on there, that you could give that child a much different life.
We were so amazed with the support of other parents, and then we started getting involved in this LMNOP class. It's like a music and sign language sensory therapeutic class, and it's been like amazing for our boys because they welcome both Nathan and Oliver. Even about 30 years ago, people with Down syndrome were kind of sheltered in their homes, and they weren't given the opportunity to be integrated into society. You were kind of told, that your kid's going to need a lot of help, and they're just, they're not going to be able to get a job or go to college. So
I'm here today to support Gigi's Playhouse and NUDM, supporting its continued mission to change the world, the way the world sees Down syndrome. So much more than just impacting, kids with Down syndrome, adults with Down syndrome, and their families. It's also changing, the hearts and minds of the community. And if we can do that on a college campus, we can really kind of change that next generation, their understanding of Down syndrome, how they engage with it, and how they, accept and include people who have Down syndrome. I mean, that's huge.
what's your name? This is Oliver. Oliver. As Oliver grows, and Nathan as well, he'll be able to go into other programs here. Eventually, as an adult, he can do Gigi University and practice job skills and, everything he needs to do to be integrated into the community and, have the support he needs to be a valued member of society and have a sense of purpose and confidence in himself.
These trucks from the Newman Steel Mill are delivering more than metal sheets and steel bars to locals. They're bringing jobs, some of the only jobs available in the West Bank. But these jobs are Israeli industries. Industries like this one in Ariel are operating in settlements most of the world considers illegal. Yet for many Palestinians, like Hamza Bergal, settlement work is the only option, even if supporting an occupation they are against.
Here we take more than we take if I work in, for example, in Nablus or Ramallah.
The Palestinian economy is struggling with unemployment at 28%.
A big problem that we're facing is lack of jobs, high unemployment. You have these graduates have about a 1 in 7 chance of getting employed. And usually for them, it takes about 2.5 years.
According to a Reuters estimate, 36,000 Palestinians work in settlements in the occupied West Bank, many in construction, building the settlements they hope will soon be dismantled.
It's a challenging situation, and it's something that all of us kind of understand, and again, trying to stay apolitical. It's a question of having access to external markets, having the ability to bring in whatever resources we need.
But they are a double-edged sword for Palestinians, at once entrenching the Israeli occupation while helping feed the Palestinian families that oppose it. Palestinian leaders and boycotts say the businesses are exploiting a vulnerable workforce. In an interview with the New York Times, lawyer Diana Butt said minimum wage for Palestinians is around $410 a month, compared with Israel's over $1,200. And most Palestinian workers lacked pensions, vacation days, and disability insurance.
But at the beginning, we face too much problems.
But some Palestinians and Israeli leaders say the factories provide rare opportunities for coexistence.
Palestinian work in Israel from the West Bank. So it's a huge number. But after they saw that we are persons that came here to work with dignity, they now treat us equally.
But according to many, the situation is business colonization, calling coexistence and normalization false arguments, ones undermining the ability of Palestinians to develop their own economy. Anika Henniger, a seasoned kite flyer who earned his 34 years of experience heading into the wind.
I didn't want anybody to see a grown man flying a kite, and I quickly found out that flying those sport kites was not anything that could keep a secret.
But for children gathered to watch Williams and his team perform on Chicago's Cricket Hill, growing up to fly kites like them is nothing to be ashamed of. The Windjammers, as the 8-person team is known, one of the oldest kite teams in the country, performed their synchronized flying shows at the 19th annual Chicago Kids in Kites Festival. Williams, the group's founder, says while their high-flying tricks are invited all over the world, South Korea, Jamaica, France, the Windjammers could never pass up Chicago.
Bottom line, we just like flying kites. They pay us, but we would probably do it for nothing.
Which is one reason the event is free of charge, and local parents like Nathan Dant keep coming back every year.
Especially in the city, it's so easy to go watch TV or go indoors somewhere.
Dant's son Carter said that even with the face painting and treats, piloting his own kite was the best part.
I enjoyed how to learn how.
And teaching how to handle the gust, untangle the problems, and soar a kite towards the clouds is a local lesson Father Sean McCormick couldn't wait to pass down.
Something I grew up doing. Want to share that with my kids.
But surfing the winds wasn't easy for the aerial experts either.
Sometimes we make mistakes, and then we'll include it in our routine because it looks so good.
So good that about 15,000 came to watch the colorful kites dance in the Chicago sky. Anika Henniger, Northwestern News Report.